Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the 1111 Update Podcast. My name is Krista Kayser. I am also known as the Vibe Curator, a tarot reader, intuitive, and Reiki practitioner. Also, a victim of Mercury retrograde shadow period. This is the umpteenth time that I have recorded this podcast, and I got the last time. Don't ask me how, but I recorded the whole thing and no sound was recorded. So, riddle me that. Now, this episode is all about how to change your mind. And this is something I'm extremely passionate about because this is one of the things that I am most proud of. Sorry, my throat chakra is clearing out because clearly I need to talk about this. I did not know that I could change my mind. I thought I was just kind of reduced to a life where my brain dictated the way that my world was, the way that I thought, the way that I felt. And that was that. I had no kind of say in the matter. And I actually remember getting into it with my ex, where he just couldn't understand why I wasn't happy, like why I was so depressed. And I remember him being like, why can't you just be happy? And I looked at him and I just sobbed and was like, don't you think I want to be happy? Do you think I want to feel this way? If I could be happy, I would. And I promise you that was like the ultimate invitation to the universe to say, show me how I can fucking change my brain because this is not working for me. And it worked out. Like, I found these different resources. Therapy was a huge, huge, huge catalyst, and I certainly do not want to underplay the tools and resources and different experiences that I had in therapy that helped me get really clear on a lot of things. But I know it's not always accessible for everybody. So I did just want to add in that little disclaimer that this is not a replacement for therapy in any way, shape, or form. And I'm just really grateful to be able to share these tips and tricks and resources with you. Now, a lot of this is based on different theories and experiments and research and scientific based evidence that these things work. So this is just a little kind of step-by-step compilation that I've put together based on some of these theories that I'll be like giving some examples for and kind of jumping around explaining the theories and then also how you can apply them in these examples. So bear with me, y'all. First timer here doing something like this. So if you want to change your mind, you need to identify your goals. You need to know what it is, the change that you want to make, and how, you view yourself. So if you're somebody who just simply wants to change the way that you view the world, your perspective, you don't want to get caught up in negative thought patterns anymore, that is an incredible goal. If you are somebody who wants to change their relationship and the way that they think and feel about money and abundance, that's another incredible goal. And so these are two examples that I'm going to be using throughout each step, just as like a through line, just as an anchor to bring this back into day-to-day life, because a bitch can get real ethereal here and I can really pop off about some dumb shit sometimes and some incredible stuff sometimes. So enjoy. But no, identifying your goals is it's hard if you have lived a long life where you aren't exactly sure what it is that you truly want. If you're living in a world where you just kind of feel like you're coping with whatever is thrown at you as opposed to kind of deciding. And so in this example, I would strongly suggest looking at what it is that you don't like about your life in terms of the positivity example. Like if you really are sick of feeling negatively about yourself, or if you're sick of viewing the world in a negative lens, if you don't like the relationship that you have with yourself, if you feel like you're incredibly judgmental of yourself, however, you would never, ever, ever be that judgmental with anybody else, then that's a great thing to change. It's a great goal to be able to change the relationship that you have with yourself and love yourself no matter what. If one of your goals is that you just feel really lonely and you don't feel like you have any solid friends or support systems, a really great way to flip that is to say, to call in or to set the goal that, you're looking for really aligned friendships and community and support systems that align with your goals and where you're going in life and the future you want for yourself. And so this is kind of based in loosely on the yellow car theory. This theory suggests that like when you become aware of something like a car that is yellow, you'll start to notice it more frequently. And so we've all done it before. You remember the punch buggy thing where every time you saw a punch buggy, you'd punch the person next to you? Like, what an obnoxious thing, but like also obsessed with that. My aunt had a blue one that looked like Smurf because it was all blue and had like this little white convertible top. So it just reminded me of a cute little Smurf. And whenever, you'd see a punch buggy and you'd punch somebody, and then all of a sudden, of course, you'd see another one and you'd get them back. And then it would be the great battle of who could spot the punch buggy first. And in my personal experience with the yellow car theory, it's angel numbers. I see angel number license plates. If you follow me on Instagram at the.vibe.curator, you will see in my stories often how many license plates I run into within even a 24-hour period that are all different angel numbers, all different vehicles, makes, models, sometimes from different provinces, countries, and states down there in the US. And my friends can't get over it. They're like, how often, like if they're riding with me, they cannot get over. I'm like, ooh, 888-444-222-111. Like, I've never seen so many. And then all of a sudden it rubs off on them and they start seeing them everywhere. Shout out Blair. So once we've identified these goals, the next step is to identify the negative patterns and belief systems. So recognizing and understanding negative and recurring negative thoughts and negative and recurring negative, my goodness. I did try to like make some notes, but like bear with me. Like I said, this is the 10th or 11th time that I have recorded this. And the energy is maybe not matching the first 8, but I promise you the content is still incredible, and my goal, my intention is to give you an incredible episode. So recognizing and understanding recurring negative thoughts and triggers, learning to identify and separating the thoughts and belief systems that are authentic to you versus the thoughts of others, society, conditioning, and things that we are regurgitating unknowingly. So in my life, I'll use this example personally, but I remember it was my Saturn return. It's right before I like quit my life in Ontario and moved back out to the mountains and was just like, I'm ready for peace. I am choosing peace in a totally different life. I was doing my makeup in my bedroom and I just like noticed this blemish. I have textured skin and I have like kind of these like holes from ancient blackheads. And I remember hearing my mom's voice be like, Krista, nobody will want you if you have potholes in your face. And I just thought like, what the fuck? Like I kind of had those insecurities and those issues with my own skin and my own, beauty or lack thereof, in my opinion at the time. But this is the first time I truly recognized this thought as not my own. This was clearly labeled as my mother's voice and my mother's belief system that I had been walking around regurgitating for, 29 years at that point. And that was the day where I was like, no, like this is not what I actually think, and I'm not choosing to take this with me. But I did not know that that's what I was doing. That was just like the clearest example when I look back of when I saw something and actually heard somebody else's voice. Because, I certainly felt different, growing up because I didn't really want like a career. I didn't want to like be in an office, and there's absolutely nothing wrong with that. To anybody who is an office angel, shout out to you, love you. But that is just not for me. It was never, my mom was an insurance person. My dad worked for a company, Outboard Marine Corporation, that was in Canada for years, and he loved his job. He loved what he did. And then they shut down, claimed bankruptcy, and ran away out of Canada. And he ended up working in a call center and hating his life, hating it. Pardon me. So I just knew early on that I wasn't meant for that kind of 9 to 5, just like punch in, punch out for the sake of it. Like I needed to do something that I enjoyed. And I did not know that that was a belief system. Like these are all things where I look back and I'm like, bitch, if I had only fucking known that these were things that were like conditioning, for lack of a better term. These were things that society and my family and my parents and, people around me would say, what are you going to go to college for? Get a good job, get a pension, get in with the government or go work for the post office. Like it was always, the long haul, like so you can retire at 65 and enjoy your life. And again, blessings to those who that is your trajectory. It just did not make sense to me. My dad passed away 3 months after his 65th birthday, and he was so worried about being able to get his first pension check from CPP, that's the Canadian Pension Plan, and like that, he said after, he's like, I can die now. I got my pension. It was like one fucking check, and that just it wrecks my little guts sometimes thinking about it, because I think about, his life and that was the goal, and he reached it and then unfortunately passed away right after, where my life goal is to build a life that I don't need to retire from or want to retire from. So, that was a negative belief pattern that I had identified subconsciously. Hold on, sorry. My little throat is just going crazy. Give me one hot second. My bad. Thank you. Sorry. So knowing what I know now, the voice inside me that was always like, you have to get, a job, you have to have a career, you have to stay in the same place and, get a home, have a family, do all this stuff. If I had known that that wasn't my voice, I would have been able to label it. And when my mom came into my head that one day when I was 29, I was able to clearly label it. And now, all of these years later, when I've been kind of combing through my belief systems with a fine-tooth comb and going, is this mine? Is this not mine? Is this just something that I've been carrying around and traveling with for all these years that really does not resonate with me? I've been able to separate my voice, my authentic voice, with the one that is my mom's or my family's or society's. So just recently with a client, we named her voice, the one that comes in, the dream crusher, because she has all these incredible ideas and she has all this incredible security in her life, and this dream crusher comes in and just shits all over it. And so we were able to identify that that is not her true belief system. That is not how she actually feels. That is just the what was it, like Freud's thing, the ego, the thing that wants to keep us comfortable. That's that thing that comes in and just tries to hold us under its thumb so that we don't grow and go in the way of our dreams. But we're too fucking smart for that. We're retraining our brains. So This kind of identifying negative belief patterns is based on the Bader-Meinhof phenomenon or frequency illusion. And this phenomenon occurs when you start noticing something more frequently after being introduced to it. For example, if you start hearing a new word, learn a new word, you'll start hearing it more often. And in this example, if you're noticing the negative belief patterns, you're able to clearly identify them differently, separately from your own versus the positive ones and the ones that are aligned with your truest desires, your most authentic beliefs. So in the example of positivity and wanting to change a negative outlook, one of the examples of a negative belief system would be that, I don't deserve happiness, or I don't deserve love, or, I don't deserve to thrive. I've certainly felt that based on past experiences, and it's not fucking true. And another example of this negative belief system for, say, like the money or abundance relationship is, I'm not successful if I don't have X. And insert, whether it's a certain amount of money, or just money in general, whether it's a car or a nice car, a career that you feel really proud or status driven with, a nice house, or even a house, period. Fuck, in this economy, what a dream. But just a few examples of the negative belief systems that, do you really feel like you're not successful if you don't have money? Because sometimes we need to go back and redefine our entire relationship with success, but we will get into that a little later. So, step 3, create positive affirmations. And I just want to say, this is not some new age hippie bullshit. This is some vintage, antique, tried and true vintage bullshit. So, and I mean that with love in the absolute best way. My dad used to say bullshit baffles, and in this case, he was very true. So with creating positive affirmations, we need to develop affirmations that directly address either our self-perception or the goals that we're addressing. For instance, you can write affirmations down that are very specific. So I'm going to use the example of, let's use love for just the first one. So if I am lonely in terms of like a romantic relationship, and I'm calling in a partner, or my goal is to be in love and married and find a person who I really want to share the rest of my life with, then one of the positive affirmations that I would use would be, I am in a loving, supportive, passionate, loyal relationship with the man of my dreams, or the person of my dreams, or whatever it is. Another one would be using the example of changing my mind with positivity and changing my mindset. An affirmation for that would be, I'm a positive person. Another would be, amazing things happen to me and for me. And you could even throw in there, every day. I love getting as specific as possible. And when I was becoming self-employed, I know I sang this on one of my manifestation solo episodes, and I will spare your ears this round. But my affirmations were, I'm a successful, empowered, self-employed woman. Money comes to me quickly and easily. And that's one that I have for the money, relationship with money, and abundance affirmations. But it was, clients, my services are of high value, and the work that I do is appreciated, and I receive I'm just trying to think of it specifically. I am well paid for the work that I do, and my clients find me quickly and easily through word of mouth. Like, these are just things that I was doing when I was starting out being self-employed. And like I said, you can do it with relationships. You can do it with, your partner. You can do it if you're trying to become a better communicator. I communicate effectively and easily. Words come to me with ease, and I always have the words that I need in the time and moments that I need them. I should have said that affirmation before I started this bad bitch today. But these affirmations can be used, like I said, for the example of positive mindset. I'm a smart, empowered, highly capable person in terms of abundance and money. Abundance always finds me. Money comes to me in expected and unexpected ways. I am open to receiving abundance in all forms. The list goes on and on and on. However, these affirmations can be broken down into two different things. The history on affirmations is Emile Coué. He was a psychologist and former pharmacist who believed in the power of autosuggestion, where repeating positive affirmations can influence the subconscious mind. So one of his famous affirmations was, every day and every way, I'm getting better and better. Keep in mind, he was a pharmacist and a psychologist. So this was an affirmation or an autosuggestion that he was giving his patients and his clients. And he found the more that he affirmed the health and well-being of his clients and patients, and the more that they, heard that and they would say it themselves, the more positive outcomes they would all have. And this was like back in the day, 1920s. So he found that all of these autosuggestions can lead to improved self-belief, health, healing, and behavior overall. And in the 1920s, I think it was 1925, Florence Scovel Shinn, she published the book, The Game of Life and How to Play It. And this book, one of the affirmations that was used in this book, a few of them, was, I do wonderful work for wonderful pay. I give outstanding service for outstanding pay. It's just incredible that this stuff has been going on for and I mean, this has obviously been going on before Florence Scovel Shinn published this, but the fact that this has been published for almost 100 years and we're still kind of a little ignorant to it in some ways of the power of our words and the way that it can affect not only ourselves, but our cells. And this goes into Dr. Emoto and the water experiment. I've talked about this before. It's my favorite fucking thing. Dr. Emoto's experiment was, he charged water vials with, pardon me, positive words and negative words, or just the word positive and negative. And he would charge them overnight. And the next day he would look at the molecules for each vial under a microscope and look at the change of the molecular structure. And so the positively charged ones would have like these beautiful crystalline structures, and the negative ones would have these like kind of asymmetrical looking ones that weren't as aesthetically pleasing. And so the idea behind this is we are 70% fucking water. We can charge ourselves positively overnight, during the day. We can charge our water even. I've said this before, I love writing my affirmations on a Brita filter because every time, like, the water is just charging. So every time I drink that, I'm drinking water that is charged with intention, that is charged with nothing but positive molecules, ready to spread that throughout my body and to attract that back. And my God, it has worked. So for examples that you can use this in terms of, I'm sorry, just had a brain fart. For examples that you can use for positively charging your water with, positive mindset, there you go. You can tape on the bottom, if you have like a Yeti or a Stanley or whatever kind of, mobile water device that we all, I like to call them the emotional support water bottles. You can put anything on there, I'm a positive person. Incredible things happen to me every single day. I'm an empowered, positive, well-liked person. And I love myself. For the abundance one, for the money, again, if you're in a sales-based job, new clients, bigger sales. If you are looking for a promotion and higher pay or just a change of pace, all of these things can be put on there. So don't let your mind limit you from the things that you can attract just because it may feel or seem silly. What do you have to lose? You have nothing to lose and everything to gain. And again, that's a shift in mindset. If you have nothing to lose, then you have absolutely everything to gain. Okay, so you've created positive affirmations now. Next step, you got to prime yourself and your environment. So surrounding yourself with positive stimulus that reflects the goals that you want. These things can be starting your day with affirmations, which we've already talked about. So already, if you just do that step, you are priming yourself in your day. You can visualize scenarios in which you succeed and feel confident or have hit these goals. I listened to the Abraham Hicks or Esther and Jerry Hicks book, The Law of Attraction, and they talk about the workshop where you spend a little bit of time every day visualizing the life, the frequency, the goals that you have, the way you want to feel, what you're calling in. Pardon me. And so spending time in your, hypothetical workshop, placing uplifting quotes and listening to, self-development books, audiobooks, podcasts, making a vision board for your home, but also for your phone, for your laptop, for the background, for your iPad, any technology that you use. It's also priming yourself means like if you know that you are going to spend a certain amount of time reading each day and meditating each day and framing yourself and setting yourself up for a good day and for positive things to happen, that's the best way to describe priming. And priming is a technique. Priming involves exposing yourself, like we said earlier, the royal we has come back, to certain stimulus that influences your subsequent thoughts and behaviors. So the idea is that if you're exposed to positive words or imagery, you may be more likely to think positively or act in a more optimistic manner. And I also think that speaks to curating your social media feed, curating the newsletters and the emails and the stuff. Obviously at work, you can't hit unsubscribe to your coworkers, even though you may feel compelled time to time. But even this morning, I found myself on the little doom scroll and I just did not feel good. I was seeing too many things where I just kind of was reassessing my thoughts and beliefs. And I thought, no, we're not doing this. We're going to block these sponsored accounts and we're going to, mute these different accounts, even if they're good friends. Pardon me. My throat chakra has been dying to let this out, and I do apologize for how annoying the throat clearing is, but this is a one-woman show, and this is a stream of consciousness, so thank you for bearing with me. But yeah, curating your feed to see positive things, get, I think you can add favorites on Instagram specifically. So if there are certain accounts that make you feel good, if it's like a cute puppy, if it's, positive affirmations, if it's just like somebody who hypes you up every day, then you can hit favorite and you will see more and more of those things in your feed. You can engage with them more and more and you will see more of that in your feed. So even using that as an example of when you engage with certain content that you view positively on social media, your algorithm starts to feed you more and more of that stuff that you really like and the stuff that you're engaging with. And goddamn, if that is not the perfect fucking analogy for this. So the example for positive mindset, shifting your negative mindset, would be to prime yourself by surrounding yourself with positive people. Limit the amount of time that you're investing with people who are maybe more negative or or you don't feel good around, because there are certain family members, there are certain in-laws, there are certain friends, coworkers, neighbors, even our own siblings, we may not always feel good around. So we can limit the time that we do invest with them and kind of set our own energetic boundaries around it. We can frame photos of yourself at the happiest moments in your life and place those around your home. If it's in the bathroom when you're spending, if you spend like, let's say an hour getting ready in the morning between your shower, blow dry makeup, or whatever it is, your daily routine, then have a photo in there that makes you feel really positive, that when you look at it, you get a really positive connotation from it. You get a positive association. Read books like, The Mountain is You and different mindset books that can help you kind of overcome the places where you feel stuck. One of the greatest books that I ever did for personal development to help me shift the way that I viewed myself was The Adult Children of Emotionally Immature Parents. That book was life fucking changing for me. And ever since then, I've found more and more incredible books that may or may not be like all in self-development, or just kind of, more thinkers, for lack of a better term. But you can also change your home screen to an affirmation like, show me how good it can get, show me how good it can be. Another one is, I am grateful for where I am and excited for where I'm going. So these are just little things that you can do. Every time you look at your phone, that's what you're going to see. It's going to bring you a positive thought. It's going to kind of affirm that that's what your brain is expecting. That is what you're telling yourself, is that this is going to happen. And for an abundance mindset, or, changing the relationship to money, visualize your bank account at a certain goal number, or visualize what it would be like if you've always wanted to have enough money to have a big farm and have like rescue animals and, just live a life free of work. Picture that. Spend time thinking about that and visualizing yourself with that. Listen to podcasts and audiobooks about investing or abundance, or, there's this one great workbook. I don't know if I've recommended it here before in a solo episode, but it is by Manifestation Babe Catherine, Katherin Zanika. I'm going to put it in the in the episode notes. And it was an incredible 21-day workbook about manifesting $1,000 and also changing your mindset around money. Like, that book alone was such a game changer. It's well worth the investment, and I did it in pencil and in Post-its so that I could do it over and over again when I do catch myself kind of succumbing to more limiting belief systems and getting out of the way that I truly feel about money. Another thing that I would strongly suggest is write yourself a check for like $1 million and post-date it and frame it. And again, put it in your bathroom, put it in your bedroom, put it somewhere that you see it, that you're going to know, you know what? Hell yes, I am going to have that $1 million, and I am going to be able to write myself checks like this whenever, if that's your goal with, abundance, with finances. My grandfather had a $1 million bill in a placard kind of thing. And damned if I didn't think that was real my whole entire life, until last year when I was sorting through stuff in my aunt's basement and found it and was like, oh my God, this was from Hershey's chocolate. Made a beautiful Canadian $1 million bill that looked so fucking legit. And that is sitting in my room. And I look at that every morning when I wake up, every night when I go to bed. It makes me feel happy. It makes me think of my grandfather, and it makes me feel like I can be abundant. I can be a millionaire. Hell yeah. So the next step is gratitude. Practicing gratitude. Focusing on and celebrating your achievements and strengths. At the end of each day, we can list our accomplishments or qualities that you're proud of. This helps shift your attention away from self-doubt and toward recognizing your positive attributes, as well as it helps to focus on the things that are going fucking well, because gratitude is a magnet for not only miracles, but abundance and everything else. There, again, guys, I repeat myself over and over again, and I'm in a room alone. So I do apologize if you've heard some of these anecdotes before, but I fucking love them. And I truly think they're important to the moment. There's this incredible interview, just a little soundbite with Michael J. Fox, who famously has Parkinson's. And the interviewer asks, how are you so optimistic? Like, how do you stay optimistic? And he responds that with gratitude, optimism is sustainable. And if that ain't the motherfucking truth, focusing on our gratitude, focusing on the things that we are grateful for, even if we're having an awful fucking day, is such a, it's an energy shift. It's a frequency shift. It's a game changer for, again, repeating, game changer, game changer, game changer. It is a fucking game changer. And this kind of gratitude practice is based on the theory or the research around selective attention. And selective attention refers to focusing on specific aspects of your environment while ignoring others. This can shape your perception and expectation and experience of reality. And one of the great examples of this is the cocktail party effect, which it's how people focus on one conversation in a noisy room and still can hear their name being mentioned somewhere else. We have that selective attention. We know that if somebody calls our name, we got to turn our damn head. We got to find out who's calling us. Where is that attention, coming from? And the examples that we can use in terms of gratitude for changing our mindset, changing our positive attitude, is practicing gratitude daily for all of the incredible things that go well each and every day. And this means if you're hungover and you feel like absolute fucking shit, you can be grateful that you have indoor plumbing and you have a nice, cool pillow. Pardon me. And you have Uber Eats or Skip the Dishes or DoorDash or any of the other plethora of ways to get food or McDonald's or whatever it is to your front door so that you can just rot in your bed and watch Vanderpump Rules reruns. Reunion reruns. Okay. But also writing a list of at least, 20 things that you like about yourself, that you are grateful for, that you feel positive about in this world. Those are excellent starting places. And you can add on to that. You can send a text to your friend who, this is such an amplifier, but if you have a friend or a loved one that you can send a text to every single day, or send it to your fucking self. You can send yourself a text to your exact phone number, and you can send your 3 things that you are grateful for each and every day. And, you can up it, you can go up to 10, you can go up to whatever the hell you want. But using the things that are going well in your life, even if it's not exactly where you want it to be, is such a magnet for miracles, gratitude, abundance, everything else. And for the gratitude for abundance and money relationship, practicing gratitude daily for the abundance and money in your life. And that means I'm so grateful that I have gas in my vehicle to get to work. I am so grateful that I have insurance on a vehicle to get to work or to just get from point A to point B. I am so grateful that I have a vehicle that I can get around in. These types of things, I am so grateful that I have, a house, a roof, an apartment. I'm so grateful I have a comfy ass bed that I bought and paid for. I'm so grateful that I have money in my savings account. I am so grateful that I have an investment. I am so grateful that I even have an extra $100 at the end of the month this year after at the end of the month this year. I meant at the end of the month after I've budgeted everything. So it can be big or small. It can be, I'm so grateful for this incredible coffee that I am able to buy on my way to work. I'm so grateful that I have the abundance to stop and enjoy a drive-through while I enjoy my commute to wherever I'm going. Another thing is remember and give deep appreciation for all of the things that you have now that were things that you once prayed for or wanted or wished for or, set a goal to have. So whether that's, your computer, your phone, your, it doesn't always have to be material things, but we're talking about material things in these examples. So I'm going with that. And another incredible way to practice gratitude with money and to change your relationship with money and abundance is to donate money without attachment. If it's $5, if you're, at the grocery store and you see the food bank bin and you just buy a few extra cans of, vegetables or whatever it is, some non-perishables, even if it's one, if that's what you can do that day, then do it. Because the energy that has, the message that is sending to not only yourself, but the universe, it's incredible. One of the affirmations that you can say with that is, I am so grateful that whatever I spend, I make back times 10. So that combines gratitude and an affirmation. Okay. Number 6, step numero 6. Apply positive energy and set intentions. So what do I mean by that? Set your energetic minimum. Invest good energy and set your fucking intentions. So if you know that your energetic minimum is, what do I mean by that? I mean, okay, let me use this example. My good friend and client, I was talking to him recently, and he was saying that at this point in his job, he usually has more connection with his coworkers. He usually has, some type of relationship going, some type of community forming outside of work with coworkers. And I asked him just, off the cuff, sorry, that was one of my affirmations, alarms going off. I asked him what his intention was when he applied for that job. And he said, I just thought, you know what, I can make good money here. It's not a place that I will get too wrapped up in the, culture of it, and that I can just kind of show up, do my job, and leave. And my eyebrows, as much as the Botox would allow, went up. And I was like, oh, really? And he was like, no shit. So it was really amazing how even without him knowingly setting an intention, that came to fruition 3 months down the line. The seed that he planted, was that he just wanted to go to work, make good money, and get the hell out of there. And that's what's happening. And he's kind of like, well, that's weird. Normally I have friends. But before, he was taking jobs and seeking out things that aligned with what he wanted from life. It aligned from what he visualized for his future and for his present at the moment. And this is somebody that I met when we were working in a beautiful mountain town where everybody there has chosen to be there. Everybody there is, for the most part, incredibly happy and grateful to be there, and they're all there living their best version of that life. So just the change of intention, it was really, really groundbreaking. So maintaining that positive outlook about yourself and setting intentions that are aligned with your goals and that help you to stay on track to where it is or how it is you want to feel and where it is you want to go. Continuing to keep your positive attitude towards yourself will also help to influence how you interact with others and handle your challenges. So, if you're the Eeyore who's going up to people at work and being like, oh, My God, I'm so tired. My alarm didn't go off. I have no heat. I have no hydro. Like, by all means, say what you got to say, but get that over with. And then, you know, say something else. Put something else that's wonderful and positive into the interaction with them. Just like, ugh, but enough about that. I got to shake it off. I'm going to have an amazing day. You know, how'd your day start? Cheer me up. Tell me a great story. Like, you can switch things. You can set the intention. You can bring that same energy. If your intention is to maintain positivity and a positive mindset, it's to say, okay, I'm challenging myself to keep that mindset. And you already promised briefly before that you were going to commit to it. So, you know, we got to show up and do this. And in terms of money, if that's, you know, if your intention is really to have financial security, but not only security, but a freedom, that is a huge, huge, huge intention. Because sometimes we just want the money that goes with it. But if we think about freedom, that's a whole other level. That speaks to being able to kind of have the ability to invest and spend and receive, and it comes and goes and flows with ease, as opposed to, you know, I just want to make this amount of money. And that kind of limits the intention, but it also, I mean, you can't set a goal like that. What am I saying? I don't know what I'm saying. I'm sorry. I'm a little delirious. Like I said, this is the 11th fucking time I've recorded this podcast. But setting intentions, maintaining a good attitude, even when it's challenging, hard things are going to happen all the time. We are going to have bills every single month. Are you going to get angry about that bill every single month? No. If you know that you have a brand new phone and you know that your phone bill is going to be X amount, then pay that with a fucking smile on your face. Trick yourself into saying, you know, I am so grateful that I have the money to pay this bill and I have lots left over, even if it's not lots. But that's all, you know, perspective. So this is all based on positive psychology. This study, it shows how positive thinking and intentional practices can lead to improved mental health and overall well-being. It emphasizes the role of mindset and intention in shaping a fulfilling life. And I say this with every inch of my own experience. I used to be a fucking victim in terms of the way I spoke about things. And I am so amazed with how what I say has shifted the way I speak, not only about myself, but to other people and about other people. And it's rubbed off. Like when I hear somebody else speaking so incredibly negatively about themselves, I think, you know, wow, like that, it rubs me the wrong way, and not in a judgmental way, just in a way where I think, wow, I am so grateful that I do not speak to myself like that anymore. I'm so grateful that I have put in the time, effort, and energy to shift the relationship that I have with myself. And I'm so grateful that I see it, that it's not normal to me when other people do it. This also comes back to another, you know, theory / practice, the self-fulfilling prophecy, the concept that our own expectations or beliefs influence behaviors in such a way that they cause those expectations to come true. So if you believe you will succeed, your actions may or will, let's say, lead to success, which reinforces your own original belief. Look at Muhammad Ali. I am the greatest. I am the greatest. That boxer was the greatest. You know, and there's people who say, you know, well, why would I even try? You know, they don't like me anyways. If it's in terms of a relationship, if it's, you know, if it's making amends with somebody, or, you know, trying to do something that is hard, trying to do something that is uncomfortable, it's easier to say, well, I don't need to try because it's not going to work out for me anyways. And then, you know, oh, well, you try it a little bit and say, see, I told you it wasn't going to work for me. It wasn't going to work for me. It's our mind is what we make it. And like I said at the very beginning, that was the hardest concept for me to actually grasp. It sounded great, but I did not understand it until I really had no choice. So the examples that I would use for changing your positive mindset, changing your negative mindset into a more positive one, is that if you want to have a more positive outlook and experience, set the intention for each and every day to be an incredible and positive day, despite how you may think or feel in the moment. Say, even though I don't feel good right in this moment, I am still open and expecting to have a wonderful day. I am still expecting miracles today. I'm still expecting, I'm expecting health. I'm expecting wealth. I'm expecting, whatever it is that your goal is. You can always use the financial security, the stability, and all of those things to help you set intentions when you save money. So auto deductions and stuff is great, but it's even greater if you can take that money and actually sit down and go into your phone or into your account and say, with this money, I am investing in my own freedom. I'm investing in my own future. I'm investing in my success and financial stability and security. And remind yourself that you are changing your relationship and your attitude about money and abundance. So you will come across little things. You may spend some money or beat yourself up for, oh shit, why did I, go out for dinner on that night? I would have been so much closer to my goal. That's okay. Let that slip up happen, but don't keep beating yourself up for it. You cannot change what has happened. You can only change the way you react to it. So give yourself compassion. I am so grateful that I am changing the way that I think and feel about money, and that this little hiccup is not going to throw me off of my path. I love that. I've done it. It's changed my life. Though I used to panic about money, and I mean panic. I used to lay awake all night in Toronto with the fucking empty streetcar rattling down King Street and panic about okay, after rent, I'm only going to have this. And then after my internet, after my phone bill, I'm only going to have this. And how the fuck am I going to eat? How the fuck am I going to get, I don't have money for TTC. How am I going to get anywhere? It was insane. And then I'd be up all night and I'd be so exhausted and so depressed and make myself sick to the point where I would literally have to call in sick and miss out on that money that I so desperately needed. So that self-fulfilling prophecy was very fucking real. Very fucking real for me. And the next step after, remembering to set those intentions and maintain that positive energy is to monitor and adjust your focus, monitor and adjust your goal. As you work on changing, either your self-perception or your relationship to money or your mindset about your negative mindset into a positive one, pay attention to the improvements and adjustments in your new way that you're living. Notice and reinforce the positive changes by adjusting your focus to highlight successes and positive self-talk. So give yourself fucking props. Be your own hype man. And also, if you've hit your goal, if you've set some goals and you've hit them, fucking adjust the goalposts. Set new incredible goals and allow yourself to expand. This is based on, the law of attraction. This concept, which is incredibly popular, suggests that positive or negative thoughts attract corresponding experiences into one's life. And it posits that by focusing on positive thoughts and intentions, that individuals can manifest their desires. So, with the positive mindset example, I would be giving myself fucking major props for saying, I'm thinking more positively in general now. And maybe I want to focus on shifting the way I think about love and my career, because I've been so successful with this. I'm so proud of the work that I've done in shifting my positive mindset that I'm ready to apply it to different areas of my life and build those in the way that I've been able to change and build this up. And in the financial aspect, remember, like, you have a much better relationship with abundance and money now. You've shifted it, you've changed it. So whether you've hit some small or major financial goals, you can redefine success for yourself, and you can change the goalposts. Like I said, whether it's, okay, you've hit that successful goal, you've hit that monetary goal, you've been able to take the vacation you've wanted to do, you've been able to, buy yourself an outfit you feel fucking amazing in and not have to look at the price tag. Shift it. Now, okay, great. Maybe it's, I want to be able to help fundraise, or I want to be able to save more, or want to be able to start my own business and have X amount to be able to do that. Fucking amazing. But don't forget to celebrate every single small and major goal and milestone that you've hit along the way. Now, counteracting confirmation bias is like this little asterisk / step 8 bonus. That is something that I feel like we need to do, because we can do very well. We can do very positively. And sometimes these negative thought belief systems come back and we start spiraling, because you know what? It's comfortable to us to get into those belief systems. It's more uncomfortable to maintain the positive outlook. It's more uncomfortable to keep that energy and to remember that you are shifting your brain, and it's work, and you're gonna, it's a muscle that you're working out every single day. And sometimes you're gonna have days where that muscle hurts and you're not gonna want to work it out. But as long as you don't get fully out of it, it's all good. So challenge the negative beliefs that you hold about yourself by actively seeking evidence that contradicts them. So if you doubt your abilities, if you doubt your capabilities, find instances where you've succeeded despite that, or received positive feedback. And with, a client the other day, I said, look at the way, because we did a lot of work on identifying negative belief systems and identifying that voice that comes in and crushes the way that he truly thinks and feels about himself and the world and what he wants from it. And we were able, to say, like, your brain that was working against you with these negative belief systems got you here. Despite all of that, look at your incredible fucking successes. And even though you now know that your brain is not a fact-based thing all the time, sometimes we need to feed it facts just so that we can quiet it down and remember that, like, oh yeah, you don't have control over me. These limiting belief systems, that voice that comes in, the dream crusher, as we said, that does not need to control me. And so this bias, don't look for reasons why you don't belong. Don't look for reasons why your dreams can't come true. Don't look for reasons why you can't succeed, because you're going to find them. And instead of using precious energy and resources and brain power on that, flip that shit. Look for examples of why you do belong. Look for examples of when you found people in your life despite, maybe not feeling so fucking attractive or so friendly. Like, you, maybe it was, grade 2, for my example, it was grade 2 when I started a new school. I was terrified, and I met one of my best friends that I had for 27 years. On the first day, we were 2 new people, and we ended up having parents that had the same fucking first and names each. Both of our moms had the same name. Both of our dads had the same name. They were roughly the same distance apart age-wise, and Our dads were both city guys and our moms were both little country bumpkins. And it was just incredible. Both of our dads were lefties. It was wild. This was a confirmation that everything was okay, that I did find my person, that there was somebody like me in the world. There was another new person with the exact same parents with very similar experiences that I had. So for, again, positive mindset, don't look for reasons why you don't belong, why you don't deserve joy, why you shouldn't be happy. Look for examples and give yourself examples of when you found your people, when you had the most amazing day, when you changed the way that you thought or felt about something. And for the financial, money relationship, abundance relationship, give yourself examples of when you attracted abundance, when you saved a lot of money or hit a financial goal, when you were able to buy a car, a house, get that apartment, get that first and last rent together, when you felt successful with or without money. And look for opportunities that are abundant and give yourself examples of opportunities, abundant and aligned opportunities that found you. Now, I hope to fucking God, you all, if you want to change your mind, that you implement, if not one, at least a few of these incredible, incredible steps. Because even one of these can help you change your mind. Now, every single one of them is going to, supercharge and set you off on an incredible, incredible trajectory. And I hope that you, find some great resources and tips and tricks in here. And I can't wait to hear about how this worked for you. Because I'm setting my fucking intention, I'm putting that out into the world, and I am, shifting my confirmation bias. I am attracting incredible examples of how these things worked for you, wonderful angels. And with that being said, I have just looked and I have been able to record this entire podcast with no issues. And I thank you so fucking dearly from the bottom of my heart for listening. If you would like to book a tarot reading or an intuitive session, a Reiki session with me, you can do so by checking out my website, thevibecurator.ca. You can also reach me on Instagram at the.vibe.curator, and you can email me, thevibecurator@outlook.com. Everything will be in the show notes for this today, and I look so forward to chatting at you from Calgary, my dear friends. That's where my next guest will be coming from. So love you and see you on the full moon. Bye.